Hey guys, welcome back into the OddsShopper YouTube channel. My name is Geoff Ulrich, and in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit of NBA action for no house advantage on this beautiful Sunday, January 29th. Now, it is conference championship weekend in the NFL, and there's still lots of NBA action up on no house advantage. But again, for OddsShopper, for this video, we're talking NBA, and we're going to be talking about their versus the house contest on no house advantage. There's a couple different ways to play on the site if you haven't played there before. The versus the house contest. We're going to be taking props from their site, building our own ticket. You can put 2, 3, 4, 5 props in a ticket. You get bigger multipliers as you build your ticket bigger, and you win bigger prizes as well. So I'm going to try and give you some top props from our site here on stokastic.com, where we have free projections for no house advantage. We're going to use those props, and then you can use them however you want. Build your own ticket. You can fade them if you want to, but we like our projections over on stokastic.com. So building around these ones, I'll help you do that. But there's also the pick'em contest, on no house advantage. That's more of a DFS style offering. We're taking props, we're building out prop based DFS style lineups, putting them in a big contest to play against other lineups as well for big prizes. So we're going to be focusing on the versus the house contest, like I said. And if you're new to no house advantage, you can use promo code Stokastic to sign up there for a free $100 match deposit bonus right off the top. Again, promo code Stokastic, free $100 match deposit bonus if you're new to no house advantage. Great way to build a bankroll. Just get started and try out the site as well. So smash that like button, subscribe to the OddsShopper YouTube channel if you have not done that already. And you know what? Let's get into the picks. Now, we don't have a big slate today. The NBA finally decided to cut back their slate for one Sunday. Don't want to go against the NFL too hard here, but we got 4 games, and I'm going to mainly be focusing on a couple games here. And let's start with this Indiana-Memphis game. Let's go to Myles Turner. 18.5 points for Myles Turner. We do like this for an over. And, when you're looking at this game for the Pacers and the Grizzlies, we've got a 241 point total here. The Pacers, even as 9-point underdogs, have 116 implied team total. These are two of the, in terms of pace, these are two of the top teams in the NBA, top 8 teams, essentially. Myles Turner's played well, too. I like Myles Turner as a scorer. Whenever you're kind of looking at Myles Turner, I think that's what you think, and that's really what he's done of late. He's had 22 or more points in each of his last 3 games, and even going beyond that, 16, 15 points. He's been around this prop. Myles Turner, just a good offensive player. I think in a pretty good spot against Memphis, too. Minutes have been really consistent, been over 30 minutes now in 5 of his last 7 games. I think outside of foul trouble or injury, we're going to have a very good shot at going over 18.5 points here in what is just going to be a very fast-paced matchup, like I said. Grizzlies are, who they are. Again, they play at a fast pace, in terms of defense as well. They're better than the Pacers, but they're not to the point where we necessarily consider fading them, especially when I have a prop here on Turner that, based off his recent history, it just looks too low. I think that even just considering Myles Turner for an over and like what you'd call a neutral matchup wouldn't be a bad idea here, but we haven't projected for, over 18.5 points. And again, this is a pretty solid edge. So I think it's a pretty solid over to start with today. And let's stick with this game for our next one, because we're going to go to the other side of the ball, and we're going to take another over on points, and we're going to go to Jaren Jackson. And we're going to take an over on his 18.5 points as well. And again, pretty much everything I just said about Myles Turner can kind of be applied to Jackson. Now, Jackson doesn't necessarily explode for, 20-point games as much as Myles Turner, but we are talking about a favorite here in Memphis with a 125 implied team total. Jackson's been very consistent just with his minutes, high 20s each of his last 3 games, so well over 25 minutes. We like that. He's not getting limited. Some 3-point attempts are out there. Look, he had 14 points in his last game, but he went over 5 from 3-point land. So we're talking like one shot here. He's actually been pretty good as a 3-point shooter. He's going to get extra shots here against Indiana. I don't think there's any doubt. Indiana allows the 5th most points against in the league. So, and again, like in terms of how we set up here for a 3-point matchup, Indiana has allowed the 2nd worst 3-point percentage to opposition players this year. So they allow a lot of threes. Players against them shoot very efficiently. Jaren Jackson, I think, is a good over target tonight. 18.5 points. Let's take 2 overs from this game. Turner, Jackson, a couple scores. Should be in really good spots to start out. All right. We do like unders over here over at OddsShopper. And I'm going to throw in a couple unders. You should be betting unders. That's going to be the focus of our next 2 props. We're going to go to Miami and Charlotte. Now, Charlotte's a pace-up team as well, but Miami, I mean, they do well at killing the action here. And I'm going to go to Kyle Lowry. This one's a little bit of a niche prop, but 4.5 assists for Kyle Lowry. I do like this under, and so do our projections. It's our strongest projected under of the night. I think it's one you should play. I mean, you know, the LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, I mean, these are pretty athletic, you know, just tough guards to play against for Kyle Lowry at this point in his career, I think. Not exactly like the most efficient assist producer either. Kyle Lowry, again, always been more of like a defensive kind of rebounding point scorer. The assist never really been his biggest asset, in my opinion. And that holds true this year. He's been under this total in 3 of his last 5 games, coming back from a short injury rest. So, and you can even go back further. I mean, 4.5 assists. He's been under more times than not in his last 10 games. So Lowry here in a situation, like I said, this isn't like the same setup as Indiana and Memphis where we got a 241. It's a 224 point total. The Heat are favored, but it's going to be a little bit of a slower paced game, I think. Charlotte obviously, does like to run the floor, but I think Lowry at 4.5 assists. Again, his minutes are kind of limited these days. I mean, 25 minutes in his last game. He's played under that in 3 of his last 5 games as well. So lots of concerns here with Kyle Lowry. I think he makes for a very good under target in this matchup. And 4.5 assists, that's the category we like attacking the most. So let's stick with it under, and let's actually just stick with the Heat in this game, because there's another player here I actually really like for an under. This is probably my favorite under, just me personally. Caleb Martin under 9.5 points. Now, Martin's interesting. Obviously, filling into the starting lineup now, but his minutes have been going a little flux of late. Let's just put it that way. Played 30 minutes for a couple straight games, but he's been 26, 11, 27. There's no guarantee here that we get like a big amount of minutes from Caleb Martin. And this is just a player who, with these minutes, he just doesn't do much. Doesn't take many field goal attempts. He hasn't taken double-digit field goal attempts in 6 straight games now. So, he's been under this point total in 3 of his last 4 games as well. Broke out for a massive 13 points in his last game. But Caleb Martin here at 9.5 points, I think this is a really strong underplay. This is just not a player who's a big scorer. And the Heat have a big rotation that could easily, like I said, just see Caleb Martin max out at like 15, 20 minutes any night. Oladipo off the bench, Strauss. So there's a lot of players that can come in, just wreck this for Caleb Martin if you're looking at the overside. Doesn't sound like a big prop, but it's been really tough for him to be getting going, to get shot attempts in this offense. Jimmy Butler also another ball hog there, Tyler Hero. So Caleb Martin under 9.5 points. Really like ending with that one. Let's just do a quick recap here, guys. We're going to go Myles Turner over 18.5 points. Jaren Jackson from that same game over 18.5 points as well. And we're going to take some unders on Miami players. Under Kyle Lowry, 4.5 assists. Under Caleb Martin, 9.5 points. Going to fade those Heat players again. Those tertiary Heat players don't do that much in terms of the stats, so I like those fades. Again, if you're new to No House Advantage, really recommend checking out the site. Promo code Stochastic will get you a free $100 match deposit bonus right off the top. There's more great videos on OddsShopper YouTube channel here coming up right after me as well, so smash that like button. Subscribe if you have not done that already. And most importantly, guys, have yourselves a great day of NBA action. My name is Geoff Ulrich. We'll talk to you again soon.